pricing decisions, how the kind of pricing decisions are to be taken by the organization in order to know that how the companies are forwarding and how it might be useful for the international marketing. You need to know that. So the pricing strategy, you need to know the basic concept. Later we'll go for international pricing strategy and other things. So how the companies are fixing the price for the product. So that is a base. So how the companies are deriving that, there is the cost-based pricing, leadership pricing, or pricing, event pricing, psychological pricing, skimming price, penetration pricing, premium price, economy pricing. So likewise, what we have, the different types of pricing strategy are to be adopted by the company. So how they are adopting this strategy and when they are using the kind of the pricing strategy. So that's the biggest thing that you need to understand. Accordingly, what we need to use the kind of pricing strategy to attract the people in that particular market. So the penetration kind of pricing strategy, whenever the brand is new or the particular manufacturer is selling that particular product in that particular market, the market may be an untapped market that they have newly entered into that particular market. So in that particular thing that they wants to penetrate in the market, they wants to have the kind of they acquire the market or increase their market share. For that particular reason, they wants to sell the products relatively lower cost in the market. It means the other competitor may not be able to offer in that particular price that they can offer in that particular market. So the kind of pricing strategy, what we call it as penetration pricing. They wants to penetrate in the market. They wants to offer the product relatively lower cost. So the kind of pricing strategy to be adopted, what we call it as penetration pricing. So you can take the company is matured company. The company has the good amount of market share in the market share. So in that particular category, what the company wants to do, the company wants to keep, or the prices are to be high in the market. Prices are to be high in the market. Okay, so that's the pricing strategy, what we call it as skimming price. So they are extracting as much as profit from the market. They have been extracting the profit. The company may be in that particular category of mature stage, or maybe in that particular category of growth stage. The company wants to extract the profit from the market. So they are using the pricing strategy. We call it as skimming price. The skimming price may be the reason the close substitute products are not available in the market. So they may be the kind of situation, we call it as a monopoly situation, duopoly situation, or the oligopoly situation, what it is prevailing in the market. It means that the monopoly situation, there is a only particular seller is available in the market, no substitute, no close substitute products are available in the market. At that particular point of time, the company may charge a higher price. We call it as the skimming price may be possible. Or the kind of situation, there is only the two sellers are available, duopoly competition. Two sellers are available in the market. Or maybe a few sellers are available, oligopoly competition. So there may be a thing, there may be the organizations who are fixing the price for the particular product. They may be fixing a higher price for the product, wants to extract the profit from the market. So the kind of situations, what we call it as the skimming price, the situation may be applicable. There may be a thing we call it as the economy pricing, where the economic pricing at that point of time, the company wants to sell the product at the lower cost. So the people who wants to buy the product, they may be getting the product from the company, which the company may sell the product relatively cheaper cost. Unlike the premium price, the company wants to fix the higher price for the product. But you can take these four different concepts like the penetration pricing, skimming price, economy pricing, and premium pricing. It looks like same. You can take, for example, of penetration pricing and economy pricing. Relatively, what the manufacturer is offering the lower price for the particular product in the market. Similar way, the skimming price and premium price you can take. The particular manufacturer is offering the higher price for the particular product. But in terms of quality, that the concept may differ. In terms of quality, that the concept may differ, how it is differentiated. Like, for example, I can take the price as one parameter. There is a high price. There is a low price. Here you can take the quality as one parameter. Here the high quality and the low quality of the product. what I have. So in this particular 2:2 matrix, you need to understand they are selling the product in the premium pricing. Their product, the company is selling their price is low, but the product is high quality product in that market. The pricing strategy what adopted by the company is penetration pricing. It's a penetration pricing. Like you can take the product quality, price of that particular product is high, but the company may sell the product at the lower quality. What we can have the high quality, high price product which may available with respect to the low quality. They are charging a high price, but the with respect to the quality of product you can take, it is very low in the market. We call it as skimming price. We call it as a skimming price. And we can take the price of the product is low, the quality is also low. We call it as economy pricing. So in that particular thing, you can take how the skimming, penetration, economy, and the premium pricing are different. So you need to understand from this particular aspect. So like you can take the premium category. You can take example of Barger pens. You can take it as example. Relatively, the other brands are available in the market. Reynolds you can take available in 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 25 rupees maximum of what the product will be available in the market. But you can take the Parker which is available in the market for 1,500 rupees, 2,000 rupees, the product is available in terms of its superior quality of that particular brand, that everyone recognizes that particular brand in the market. So that the particular category of brand, we call it as a premium pricing. They are adopting the kind of premium pricing. Relatively, what you can take the kind of product which may available at the higher price, which may provide the high quality product, may provide the lower cost, the product may available in the market. Like you can take like a penetration strategy to be adopted by every company. Like the Jio has entered into the market at that particular point of time, they will be offering the service at the free of cost. They may be charged very less compared to all the service providers in the market, but they are offering a kind of excellent quality of service. So what the people wants to migrate from all other service providers to Reliance Jio, so that the kind of pricing strategy they have been adopted like a penetration pricing. So in that particular category, you can take whenever the company is newly entered into the market, they have been adopted a kind of pricing strategy. We call it as penetration pricing. As like saying, you can take the price are high, the quality is low. It means the kind of product, the close substitutes are not available for that particular product. Whatever the quality fixed by the company that remains constant in the market. Like a tobacco product, you can take what it is being sold by the ITC. That whatever the price that they are charging, that they are extracting a kind of profit from the market, skimming price may be charged for that particular product. It means there is no close substitutes are available in the market with respect to the tobacco product which was manufactured by ITC. One thing for that particular thing that you can take as example. From that, even though they are offering the level of quality and the price what they have been charging, it should be considered as high compared to the product what it is to be sold by the other people in the market, because there is no close substitutes are available. And the thing you can take, the quality is also low, the price is also low for the kind of product. Like you can take the electronic product which is under the brand name of China brand or the country of origin, the brand is manufactured by the China, what we consider as the low quality products. It means the product is also available at the low cost. Okay, so this is the basic thing in which the pricing are making difference. The pricing strategies are to be adopted by the company. Second, one thing, there are the price which is charged in terms the odd pricing. It is priced as the 147 rupees, 49 rupees, 41 rupees. It means like our pricing strategy to be adopted by the company. Even pricing strategy 142, 150, 160, like this, even pricing strategy. There are a kind of psychological pricing strategy to be adopted by the company, like Bata. You can take it as example that they are coming out with a kind of the psychological pricing strategy. It is not 1,000 rupees, it is 999 rupees. So like this kind of pricing strategy, we call it a psychological pricing strategy. It's not a 4-digit, it is a 3-digit price for that particular product. What we assume, what we consider that particular product comes under the category of psychological pricing. The psychological pricing strategy may be applicable for that product. And the cost leadership pricing, it is prevailing the market condition, prevailing the kind of competition prevailing in the market. Accordingly, the prices are decided. So the majority of the company is deciding the price on the basis of the market condition. So, like for example, if that the Lion jam or that particular category that the Lion brand is going to sell it in the market, they are fixing a price, or the Kishan is what the price they are fixing, followed by the Lion Dates is also fixing, or Lion Jam is also fixing the same price. The Archies, they have their own jam, they are fixing the same price. It is like what we have the kind of thing we call it as cost leadership pricing. So whatever the market leader is fixing, others are also following the same in the market to survive in that the particular market. They are doing the same. So the kind of pricing strategy we call it as a cost leadership pricing based on the leadership, based on the market share. The people are empowered to fix the price for its product. That comes under the cost leadership pricing strategy. So likewise, there are the different types of pricing strategy that will be adopted by the manufacturer in the market. But there is a situation here you need to understand how these situations are applicable for the international scenario. And one more pricing strategy, what we have the cost-based pricing. It means what would be the manufacturing cost for the particular product and desirable profit margin. They bring that particular product into the market. We call it as cost-based pricing strategy. One more pricing strategy, what we have in that particular category. So similar to this, these are the pricing strategies are adopted usually in the local market. But how it is applicable for when we are going for international markets? So that will be the question. So there are different factors are affecting while we are fixing price for the international market. What are the factors? Like you can take example of currency rate fluctuations, foreign exchange currency fluctuations, or the currency value changes in the market. Something. Second one, the second important aspect, what terms and conditions the company has entered into the contract, entered into exporting of product in the market. So there are the different terms in which the commercialization terminology have been adopted by the exporter and importer. Accordingly, the pricing will be decided for the product. Like what we have, there are 11 import terms which may be associated with that international commercialization terminologies. Hope you all remember that. That starts with the X1. So what is X1? That the category of X1, there is no liability to the seller. The seller is only manufacturing goods. The goods are available in their warehouse. So it's a responsibility of a buyer to collect the goods from the warehouse, seller's warehouse to the buyer's warehouse. So everything, the cost, together the alongside sheet, cost, insurance, freight, the local transportation, the payment of customs duty. So everything cost that should be borne by the importer. So in that the case that the pricing strategy may differ. In that category, they are going for FOB pricing, free on board pricing, cost insurance price, CAF based pricing. That may be differ. Delivery duty paid to. So in that category of delivery duty paid to, there is a responsibility of seller is increasing compared to the buyer in the market. So like what these are the terminologies can decide the contract in which the exporter is involving or the importer is involving with that particular contract. Accordingly, the pricing strategy is decided. Okay. So that things are deciding the international pricing, and need to know that it is like the objectives of pricing, why we need to take that particular pricing strategy, or the objectives of pricing is determining about the maximizing the profit, maximizing the market share, maximum skimming, as much as profit is available, can exploit the profit from the market, getting leadership within the market for that particular thing that they are going for a kind of pricing strategy. So that will be decided on that particular parameter. So these are the pricing strategies.
Discussed about the outline of the unit is primarily focusing on the international pricing objectives and international distributions. So the international pricing objectives of how the firm is going to make, how the firm is involving in the pricing decisions. So how the prices are available for the process are being into international competition. So that the thing. So we have started with the pricing objectives. what are the important things we need to concentrate on this particular mix or the marketing elements. Why we need to concentrate for the purpose we need to understand that the increasing the profitability of the firm, that the organization is primarily concentrating on the price. So the price which includes everything, the price which includes the profitability, the price will include the expenses towards manufacturing of that particular product, expenses towards the promotional expenses for the particular product. So likewise, everything that included in the price of the product. So for maximizing the profitability is depends on the pricing strategy. So formulating a kind of pricing strategy should be the feasible solution to the business organization to get them more profit or increase their current profitability. So that is possible on that particular aspect. So the pricing strategy will be the source. And the second important aspect, maximizing the market share, increasing the penetration of the product in the market. Thereby, the pricing strategies are accordingly going to be decided. So the price, if you play a better role in the market, so which price you are going to sell the product, what will be the quality of the product. So the value what you are going to give to the customer, that is almost which should be equal to the value what you expect from that. So that is a basic thing that we need to understand from the pricing objectives. So the market share is a proportion, is the total value of sales of the company corresponding to the overall sales in the market. So that we call it as market share. Say for example, in that particular market, the overall sales or the total sales value of that particular market is about 10 crores, and your contribution or your proportion is about 15 or your proportion is about 1.5 crore. It means that 15% of market share. 15% of market share. Or in that particular market, about there are 500 products are available in the market. It is sold in the particular market, out of which your products are 100 products. Or your products comes to 100. So it is 20% market share. So likewise, what we are going to decide and determine the market share on the basis of sales, on the basis of total value of turnover, on the particular basis, we decide about the market share. So increasing the market share, the pricing objective is also useful because the pricing is an important parameter in the market. So the people are comparing with the price and the benefit what you have been given to the customer on that particular basis will be the product selection or purchasing decisions that happens in the market. All the factors are influencing to buy the particular product in the market. So the pricing is an important aspect. It's going to be maximize or increasing the market share in the corresponding market. So likewise, what the kind of the strategy that you have entered into that. So the Reliance Jio you can take in that particular aspect, they have taken the pricing as a predominant parameter to enter into the market. They have offered very less price, giving more value on that particular in the particular market, internet services market. So what happened? The mobile network operators are not able to compete with Reliance Jio, and they have their strategic decisions are not able to sustain the market. So things will happen. The pricing is an important factor which can determine the market share. So within the period of time, within the period of the 3 months that the Jio is acquired about 13% of market share. Within a year, 49% of market share, which was owned by Reliance Jio into the market because of their pricing decision alone. So the market price and the pricing of the particular product will be the decision. The price wants to do is exactly focusing on maximizing the market share. In the maximum markets, it is exploiting the opportunity. Whatever the opportunities available is going to be used the opportunity. So that's going to be achieved through the pricing objectives. Some of the people or some of the companies, they are using a kind of pricing strategy. It is like a flexible pricing strategy, or it is like based on the traffic, the pricing strategies are decided. Based on the season, the pricing strategies are decided. So when the kind of the demand is increasing for the particular product, the prices are increasing. When there is demand for the particular product during a given period of time, the product price is also reducing in the market. So the corresponding price, which is we can take the direct relationship between the demand and the price of the product. So as much as possible, skimming or exploiting from the market or extracting the profit from the market can be possible. The maximum number of market skimming in terms increasing the market size, in terms increasing the ability of the organization to sell the product in the market. For that, the pricing is a major factor. Product quality leadership based on that. The price what you can offer, the quality of the product, the leadership position in the market, or the competition will be determined. Competition will be determined, and these are the different approaches of prices in the international marketing. We call it as cost-based pricing, cheap cost pricing, marginal cost pricing, we call it as market-based pricing, skimming price, rotation pricing, premium pricing, economic pricing, cost leadership pricing. You can take some more pricing strategies are also there, like psychological pricing, or pricing, event pricing. Likewise, there are the different pricing strategies are also come with us. So we can take the first one, the cost-based pricing. So what is cost-based pricing? So what would be the overall cost which incurred for manufacturing of a product, along with the desirable profit margin included to arrive the price of the product. So what would be the cost which incurred, like we can say the cost which incurred for manufacturing of products, incurred for the packaging of the products. Likewise, plus desirable profit margin to be added to derive the price of the product. To derive the price of the product. So this type of pricing method, we call it as cost-based pricing. It is not comparing the competition pricing. It is not comparing the price at which the others are selling in the market. Others are selling the product in the market. It's not comparing. We will be adding like the kind of expenses what incurred for manufacturing of the product, and the desirable profit margin is to be added. Then they are going to sell the particular product in the market. So you can take the overall expenses for the particular organization for manufacturing of a product. Of a particular product is about 1 lakh rupee, and there are about 1,000 products are manufactured. There are about 1,000 products are manufactured by the organization. Okay, so together what we can have is like 100 rupee what the per product the cost is incurred. If the company has decided about 25% of profit margin, so then they will be adding the 25,000 rupees as an overall profit and 25 rupees per product. So the price in which that particular product is available in the market for 125 rupees. 125 rupees. So that the pricing strategy we call it as cost-based pricing strategy. Food cost pricing model. So along with these expenses, there are some other expenses are also there, but in that cost-based pricing model, the profit is cannibalized by some other expenses. This profit of 25% what I have given in that example is not going to reach as it is to the company. There are some other expenses like a promotional expenses, advertisement expenses. It is a freebies given by the companies. So everything that together is going to cannibalize the profit of the organization. So what the organization is doing, they are going for a kind of full cost pricing model. Along with the manufacturing expenses, they will be adding the distribution expenses. They will be adding like the promotional expenses. They will be adding like the exchange rate fluctuations. So for international marketing, what they will be deciding that the international it is the exchange rate fluctuation for a period of time. So this particular product remains with the organization or remains with the warehouse for a period of 3 months, for a period of 2 months, and it will be in quotation for a period of 15 days or 10 days. It is going to be reached to the dealer buyer with the period. So likewise, we'll be calculating and we calculate the overall exchange rate fluctuations what may happen in the compared to the home country currency to the foreign country, foreign currency, or the standard currency if they are using like US dollar if they are using will be compared to that, will establish what is the exchange rate fluctuation happens to the particular product together added, and what is the cost which incurred for exporting of goods, the clearance charges, everything that together added for the full cost of pricing plus desirable profit margin at which the product is aligning in the international market. And the marginal cost of pricing is evaluating. It is instead of producing 100 unit or what would be the cost which is incurred for producing one more unit. One more unit. We call it as marginal cost of pricing. Okay. So, say for example, the previous example, there are 100 products, there are 1,000 products. For manufacturing a 1,000 product, 1 lakh is needed. 1 lakh is the expenses which incurred for manufacturing of 1,000 products. You can take in that 1 lakh, you can take the 40,000 rupees. It's the fixed cost. And you can take the 60,000 rupee, it remains as a variable cost. It remains as a variable cost. It remains as a variable cost. So you understand that this 40,000 rupee of fixed cost up to 1,500 units. Up to 1,500 units. But I have manufactured only 1,000 units. So for the 1,000 units, this particular cost, it will be applicable. It will be applicable. So the cost, what it comes per unit cost, you can take per unit. Unit cost, you can take, it comes 100 rupees. It comes 100 rupees. It comes 100 rupees. Okay. So this is you all aware. So there are 1,000 products are manufactured by the company. The overall cost or the manufacturing cost incurred 1 lakh rupee. So how many units that they have? It means how much the cost per unit becomes 100 rupees. So it is clear. If then the cost of 1 lakh, there are two different components. We call it as a fixed cost and the variable cost. Fixed cost is for 40,000 rupees. The variable cost is a 60,000 rupees. This fixed cost, it is for operating of machinery or the kind of things you need to spend with a fixed expenses. So it is applicable up to 1,500 units. But this particular organization has manufactured about 1,000 units. So it just remains constant, the same amount it will be used. If the organization is going to produce one more unit, it is 1,001 product. 1,001 product. What would be the cost? 1,001 product category. So that is what we call it as a marginal cost. We call it as a marginal cost. So what would be the result in the changes? What would be the result in the changes of the cost you can take? It comes 99 rupee, 90 paise, or 95 paise. So there should be a less cost which may incur. So why we are going for a marginal cost based pricing? It is going to reduce the cost and maximizing the benefit to the organization. So how it is reduced manufactured by the organization? There are about 1 lakh rupees a total cost. Suppose this 1 lakh rupee, 1 lakh rupees, its cost is about 40,000 rupees. The cost is about 60,000 rupees. So it is 4,500 units. 1,500 units. It's a capacity of land. So we need to use the full capacity. That way you can be able to reduce the cost. So in this particular category or in this particular thing, per unit cost you can take, it comes around 100 rupees per unit cost. Okay. So this particular case. Something. So if I have added my profit, the profit of 25%, I have added a profit of 25%, so I can have the 125 rupees. I will sell the product. 25 rupees is what the profit, and the price which the product is going to be sold in the market for 125 rupees. For 125 rupees. So what we are decided, the marginal cost is going to be decided what will be the cost incurred for producing one more unit. So in that category, if I take the fixed cost, it is already you have manufactured only the 1,000 units. Now you are going to manufacture 1,001 units. So in that, the fixed cost that remains constant. There is no change on the fixed cost. There is no change on the fixed cost. And the variable cost you can take, you can divide the variable cost 60,000 divided by 1,000 number of units manufactured. So it comes 60 rupees. So it comes 60,000. 60 rupees is the variable cost. And per unit cost you can take, just take the what is the overall cost. The overall cost it comes 1,60,000 rupees. So what per unit cost? The per unit cost it comes 99.96 rupees. 99.96 rupees. What about your profitability? Profit, what about your profit? That the profit it remains constant. What we have taken the profit of 25 rupees, it remains constant. Then what is the price you are going to sell the product? Or you can take in that particular aspect how the profitability is increasing. So we can limit the price, it remains constant. So we calculate the profit, so it is going to be added to the profit. So the profit is increasing from 25 rupees to 25.03 rupees. For 25.04 rupees is what you are going to get per product. It is as a whole you are going to get per product you are going to get. Per product you are going to get. So it is a profitability per product. So if instead of that, if I am going to manufacture 1,200 units, 1,200 units, again the fixed cost remains constant. The variable cost you can take, the variable cost it is for 1,200 units, 72,000 rupees. So what is 1,12,000 rupees, and you can take per unit cost. The per unit cost it comes down 93.33 rupees, and you can take the 125 rupees that remains constant, and you can take. You can calculate the profit. It was increased from 25 rupees per unit. The cost was the profit was increased from 25 rupees to 31.66 rupees. It is 31.67 rupees what you are going to get for manufacturing of additional units. Manufacturing of additional units, your profitability is increasing. Strategy will be called as marginal cost-based pricing strategy. Marginal cost-based pricing strategy, which makes the thing that profitability is increasing while you are going for marginal cost-based pricing strategy. Hope you all understand from this particular example. While you are manufacturing of 1,000 units, comes 25 rupees profit, 1,001 rupee, it is over 1 unit, it comes 25.3 rupees profit. We are manufacturing of 1,200 units, it comes 31.67 rupees. The kind of pricing strategy, we call it as marginal cost-based pricing strategy. The market-based pricing depends on the market, condition. The pricing strategies are decided. So according to the market condition, it is like in the market, the products are available for 100 rupees. I'm going to sell the product around the 100 rupees. It is I'm going to sell it for 98 rupees or 1 or 2 rupees, close to 100 rupees. I'm going to sell it in the market. We call it as market-based pricing. Market-based pricing. So these four, hope you all already aware from the previous example, previous class. I have given you the example on the basis of price. I can just take here on the basis of price and quality, price and the quality of parameters that we have taken. The high price, The determinants like high price, high quality, low quality, low price, low quality, high quality. So this high price, high quality, this comes under the premium pricing. Unlike you can take the high quality product which are available at the low price, we call it as penetration pricing, and you can take the low quality product which are sold in the market for high price. This we call it as skimming price, extracting the profit as much as the profit is possible can be extracted from the market. And the low quality product, low price is available, we call it as economic pricing or economic pricing. Economic pricing. These are the four different pricing strategies. As compared with the quality and the price, it is easy to discriminate. So the premium pricing, what type of companies are going for premium pricing? The companies are in the mature stage. The company already reached, the company has already have a kind of establishment in the market. The brand has reached to the market, good brand value for that particular market. The representation, everything that the particular brand is high or the brand is a market leader. They are going for a pricing strategy. We call it as premium pricing strategy. Like you can take example of Apple in that particular category, they are charging the premium price in the market. Like you can take in the stationery, you can take Parker or Parker pens, you can take in that category. They are charging the premium price. Unlike the penetration pricing, when the company has entered into the market to capture the market share, to acquire the customers, to retain the customers for that particular thing, they are offering relatively high quality products or to be sold at the low price in the market. So the pricing strategy, what about by the company's penetration pricing relatively offer the lower price in the market. Say for example, the 100 rupees worth of products, if it is being sold by the company for 78 rupees, 80 rupees, the products are available. What we can say, high quality products which are relatively available in the full price in the market, we just penetration pricing. And like the skimming price, there is no close substitutes are available for the product. It is like kind of monopoly competition prevailing in the market. There is no order. So whatever the price is charged by the particular company, that remains, we don't have other choice to buy the particular product. So that things we call it as skimming price. So the penetration pricing, you can take a best example of Jio. Once they have entered into the market, they have used the concept of penetration pricing. Now they were moved from the penetration pricing to the level of premium pricing that they are moving on that particular part. Still in that the competition, they are going for a market-based pricing strategy from the penetration pricing strategy. So that the things with better penetration pricing. In skimming price, you can take the low quality product or to be sold at the high rate in the market. For example, during the pandemic time, we purchased the kind of the hand gloves, gloves, which is relatively the low quality, but the kind of products are to be sold in the market for high price. So the kind of things what we consider as the skimming price. So at that period, what would be the maximum profit? Which is the profit can be extracted from the market, can be extracted. Okay. So the kind of things we call it as skimming price, and we can take the economic pricing. The product is also the low quality product, it's available in the low price in the kind of things that comes under the economic pricing. You can take the example of China manufactured products, manufactured electronic goods, everything that you can take that comes under the category of low quality product with a low price. The products are available in the market. So these are the classification of these four different types of pricing strategy. And the next one is a cost leadership pricing strategy. Similar to the market-based pricing, the cost leadership pricing strategy. Due to the competitive situation, they are taking the advantage of cost on the basis the pricing strategies are decided. So they are going for a higher volume of production, lowering the cost. If the lowering the cost, they will be selling the product at the low price in the market or a competitive price in the market. So the type of pricing strategy, we call it as cost leadership pricing strategy. So these are the pricing strategies in international. And the terms of payment in international transaction. What are the terms in which the transactions have happened? So it is classified on the cash in advance, letter of credit, draft, consignment, open account are the major category in which the international transactions have happened. So hope the first one is clear. Whenever the kind of things that happen in international environment, there are two important entities. We call it as exporter and the importer. So exporter is going to exporting of goods or sending the goods to the importer, sending goods. For that, importer will make the payment in advance. Payment in advance. So that the kind of transactions, cash in advance transaction. So whatever, how many goods are needed, how many goods are going to be provided. So accordingly, the payment is made in advance. So the kind of things happens in international market. We call it as cash in advance. Okay, which is reducing a kind of risk or in terms of foreign exchange or rate currency or rate fluctuations are going to be reduced. In terms, they will be fixing the price prior to commencement or prior to consignment of that particular goods. So that the things are happens in the cash in advance. Second one, letter of credit. In that category of letter of credit, you can take exporter and importer. So the importer bank extending the guarantee to the exporter bank or making of payment. So the importer bank, on behalf of the importer, the assurance is given to the exporter bank. Assurance is given to the exporter bank for receiving once the goods are received by the importer with the prescribed standards. If the goods are received, they will assure the payment. So the kind of assurance forwarded by importer bank to the exporter bank, we call it as letter of credit. The type of document, we call it as a letter of credit. The letter of credit is a guarantee which is extended by the importer bank to the exporter bank on the receipt of goods. On receiving the goods with the conditions, the payment will be released by the importer bank to the exporter bank. We call it as letter of credit. And the draft, we call it as the document. We call it as the document for collection. Draft is a document for collection. So in that particular category, apart from the letter of credit, the exporter and the importer gives the document to the exporter. The draft, we call it as a draft to the exporter. Exporter will send the goods. Exporter will collect the draft. Exporter will use the document for collection of payment. Document against payment. It is called as document against payment. Okay. So the thing we call it as a draft. Okay. So the draft is used. We call it as document for collection. So the set of document which was forwarded by the importer to the exporter, once the goods are in consignment, they will be doing this particular thing. So the exporter is going to submit the documents to the exporter bank. So exporter bank will collect the proceedings or collect the amount from importer bank. Collect the amount from importer bank by using the document. So this particular document is used for document against payment will be made. So it is presented by the exporter through the exporter bank to the importer bank. The document is presented. once the goods are in as per the standard prescribed in the particular contract, they will make the payment. We call it as TAM, document against the payment. And the consignment, in that the category of consignment, the exporter gives the product to the importer. So the goods are sent by the exporter. Importer will sell the goods in the market, sold the goods in the market. Once they have sold the goods in the market, they will be collecting the payment, and this amount will be transferred to the exporter. So this particular process, we call it as a consignment. Once the money is collected, once this amount is collected from the customer, will be collected by the importer, will be sent to the exporter. So that the process we call it as consignment. And the open account is for the period of normally 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. For the period the open account is given, during that you can, it means the importer can get the goods from exporter. It will be recorded for a period. Say for example, during the 30 days, for the first day or the 7th day, the particular importer has ordered the good with a value of 10 lakh. Value of 10 lakh. In the 23rd, on the date of 23rd, the importer has ordered the goods with the value of 15 lakh. On 28th, the importer has ordered the goods with the value of 10 lakh. So together, this is the amount, or this is the product which were sent by the exporter to the importer. To the importer on the request. The payment will be made on it is for a period of 30 days, the settlement will be happen. Like on the 30th day, they need to make the payment. They need to make the payment of 35 lakhs. They need to make the payment of 35 lakhs. Okay. So this is a particular process. We call it as a consign. Call it as an open account. Okay. So we see what. Okay. So these are the things related to the terms of payment in international. So the thing we call it as terms of payment in international transactions. Like there is a concept we call it as a counter trade as a pricing tool. Counter trade as a pricing tool. So the counter trade, what it is called, it is a counter trade. It means once the export, once we can take the exporter and importer. Exporter is sending the goods to the importer. Importer will make the payment to the exporter. Payment to the exporter. But what may happen? The exporter is only selling the goods, and the exporter will make the money. Exporter will make the money. But what happens on that particular part? There is a huge outflow from the country. Huge outflow of currency from the country. So the countries who are all involving, involving more amount of input, the overall currency value of the country, which will goes down. Because your country currency is outflowing, your currency value is comes down in the international market. So for restricting on that particular thing, they bring a kind of concept, we call it as counter trade concept. What is counter trade concept? In that particular concept is focusing whatever the amount of goods which was exported by the exporter to the importer. Similarly, the exporter need to purchase some product from the importer country. Purchase some product from the importer country. So that the concept we call it as counter trade. The agreement we call it as counter trade agreement.